again to my channel where we're going to talk about some really great information that I think not only has helped me and changed my life, but helped thousands and many people around the world change their lives. And it's just really coming down to reframing your mind and changing the way that you see your life. And so I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the things that I'm learning right now, and just it's just going to be in a conversation format. Like, I'm not really going to, you know, be as structured as usually I would like structure it out more, but right now I just really want to just talk to you guys about where I'm at in my journey and how you guys can, increase your level of success in your life. Now, when I say success, I define success as anything that you want out of life. So if you want to achieve relationship goals, if you want to achieve family goals, if you want to achieve business goals, money goals, whatever it is that you are setting out to achieve, that becomes your success when you achieve that thing. So that's purely what I'm talking about when I talk about success. And like I'm mentioning, success is different for every person. It changes and evolves as you go through life. So one thing that I'm really like learning right now is how much my mind creates my reality. And I sort of knew this even as a young girl. I knew like my thoughts or like what I focused on created my surroundings, but I didn't really understand it. And as I got older, I started to realize like, I noticed when I focus on certain things, it happens. And like certain things will come when I really focus in on them. And so that's a truth that, I mean, I realized at a young age, but really started to understand as I got older that, you truly do create your own reality. And it's not really like something that's like rah, foofy, like religious or spirituality. It's just more so like universal facts. It's just really just how the world works and how our bodies and our energy works. And I think sometimes it's hard for people to grasp this information, not because it's complicated or difficult to understand, but because simply it's a lot of our belief systems that we grew up on or that we were programmed to think like. It kind of goes against those initial belief systems that were set in our minds when we were younger. An interesting fact that I learned recently was that our minds are in a state where we learn the most up until the age of 7. So that's where a lot of our programming has happened, where the mind is in, it's called theta. Their mind is in a theta state, and that's when you get the most information. You learn the most, you gather the most information. That's where you're really programmed how you're supposed to behave in society and in this world that we live in. So which is really interesting. And what I thought was interesting too is that our minds go into a state of theta right before sleep. So it's good to really like program and reprogram your mind with positive, good information right before you go to sleep, because that's the best time to really influence the subconscious mind. But I'm saying all this because it's all about unlearning bad information and then learning information that is going to be more conducive to what you're trying to achieve. So I find it so fast. It's super fascinating that how the mind works. But I'm not gonna get too like granular on it. I just really want you to start to think about like how your thought process works. And all of the things that we think about subconsciously or on a, like I would say automatically, because most of our thoughts are just automated throughout the day. Like we think of things, but it's usually just kind of like happening. Think about it this way. Have you ever like daydreamed, right? Or you just throughout the day, you're like, wow, how did I start thinking about this? You start thinking about something and then it adds on and it adds on. It keeps going in a direction. Well, that's like how your mind is. Most of it is just automatic throughout the day. Like you're not really consciously choosing your thoughts or being conscious of your thoughts. So this whole process, you have to start being conscious of what you're thinking. You got to be conscious of what you're allowing into your mind. And so like when you read the Bible, it talks about guarding your heart and guarding your mind and guarding your energy. And that's really important. I have like been researching and coming up with a whole program and a whole plan on how to elevate your mind, how to raise your vibration, how to become your best self. It's not just about making a whole lot of money, but to be able to clear your mind and your energy so that you can create the businesses or the money streams that you want to create. So that's what this is all about. I'm going to go through and explain all of the ways that you can do that, but it takes sacrifice and it takes going against society. And that's probably one of the difficult things to do as well, because you have friends, you have family, you have people that are going to tell you, like, you should live your life this way, you should do this at this age, you should go here at this point. But at the end of the day, you have to make those decisions for your life because you have to live that life. You're the person who has to wake up in your shoes every single day and play out that role. And so you really have to sit down with yourself first and figure out what it is that you want out of life, and then go after that with full and intense, energy, like focused on it, and not let anyone control your life or what you choose to do with your life. And so that's where it starts. But I wanted to do this program because I realized that the life that I created, success, I feel my life has been successful, in my opinion, because I'm in a happy place. I'm in a great place. I feel good. I feel like I have energy, and I'm doing this program and things are working out for me, and they continue to work out. So that's why I felt like I wanted to share this information with other people, because I know that people sometimes, you may feel like you're in a rut right now, or you may feel like you're struggling with something. I want to be able to help you get past that rut. So there are 4 things that I'm going to really cover and focus on and dive into, and that's what I'm going to get granular on the other videos, is 1, your mental state. There's aspects of your mentality, and how you guard your mind and how you renew your mind and how you get your mind in a space where you're able to create the kind of stuff that you want to create. Your mind is uber important. Then there is the emotions, your emotional state. It's how you take care of your energy and how you do self-care, how you interact with other people, human beings. Those needs that you have are met, making sure those are met. And then you have your physical. Your physical is super important as well. That's your diet, that's exercising, that's being active, different things that you do to keep your energy, your body right, looking good, feeling good about yourself. And then we have the spiritual aspect. And I feel like the spiritual aspect, although there's this huge focus on spirituality, I feel like that aspect of the human being is often still neglected. Even in my own life, sometimes I get so caught up in the physical and what's going on in front of me that I don't realize how important the spiritual aspect of the human being is, of myself. So I'm going to go through those 4 categories in detail in this next series, and I just really want you guys to be open-minded, but then also not only be open-minded, but really just give it a shot. Give it a shot. I know that we're programmed, we're trained to think a certain way. We have media, we have TV, we have commercials constantly telling us what to eat, what to do when we feel sick, what to do when this and that. But there is ways to take care of your body, and some information that I use to help myself get in a better state, in a better mind, and to be better in life in general, just to feel good overall, because it's about overall well-being. You can make a whole lot of money and you could be rich, but you could still feel empty, and you could still feel sick, and you could still feel unhappy and unsatisfied. And then you can have the family, you can have the relationship and still feel unsatisfied. And the thing is that you have to learn how to feel good in yourself regardless of what stage you are in life. And I preach this like until I'm blue in the face, especially to like women, because I know that for me, it's something that I have battled with my whole life and I continue to battle with. And at the same time, I have to make decisions for my life based on how I want to live. I can't make decisions based on what my friends think or what my family thinks or what people want me to do, because I won't in turn be happy with those decisions because they're not my decisions. Then you become a puppet. Then you become what everybody else wants you to become, and then you wake up one day and realize, like, what am I doing all this for? Why did I do it this way? And so whether it's society that you're trying to align yourself with, whatever it is that you're trying to align yourself with, Instead of just trying to be something that you're not, like really sit down with yourself, take a pen and paper, whatever you have, just write down who you want to be. Write down your new story. Write down the person that you want to become, why you want to become that person, and just literally focus in on the goals that you want to reach and become that person. Become exactly what you imagine yourself to be, and don't give up on yourself. Know that this is a process and you're changing the way you're thinking. You're changing like neural pathways in your brain. So it's not going to happen overnight. This is something that has to be a program and a regiment every single day of your life in order to reach that next level. And so I really am passionate about this because I remember a time in my life where I was not satisfied or happy with the person that I had become. I started to feel like I was stuck and I was not happy with my results that I was getting out of life. And when I started to put these things, these practices in place, I started listening to Kevin Trudeau's Your Wish is Your Command. And I really recommend listening to that over and over again because that changed my life. That literally woke me up from my sleep to realize like God created me with power. Like I'm not a victim to my circumstances. Yes, I didn't have the easiest path. Yes, I used to look and see what everybody else was doing. I was like, man, they have it like way easier than I have it. I have to figure out this and I have to do this and, all these different things. And it was just, I'm not a victim. I create my own reality. And I am responsible for every bad decision, every bad situation, everything that has happened to me. I am responsible for how I reacted to those situations and how I continue on and how I learn from those situations and how I grow. And the same for you. And a lot of people are like, oh no, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. They want to blame everyone. But when you blame other people for your problems and your situation, you actually take the power out of your hands. You take the power out of your ability to create. You actually become a victim. So don't do that anymore. When you have a situation you don't like, if you're at a job and you're just like, I don't like my job, my boss is like rude to me, I don't like it, this and that, and you're pointing your finger at your job for being the problem in your life, then you will become a victim to your job. If you're in a relationship and you're not happy with that person, you're dissatisfied, you choose to be in that relationship. You chose that person. You continue to choose that person. So instead of looking at it as being a victim or, oh, this and this, not that, just stop. Don't look at it like that. Look at it as you have the ability to change and evolve and make your life the way that you want to make it. So I did this video because I really, really had it on my heart. I was listening to some really good, positive information, and I was like, I'm going to create this series. I really want people to get value out of it, and I really want to be able to help somebody wake up and say, hey, I can create my own reality. I can create the lifestyle that I want. I can make life the way I want it to be and not be stuck in this like realm of like what I don't want. And that's really what this is all about. There's a lot of videos on YouTube. There's a lot of information on Google. There's so much information in the world in general. Some of it's good information, some of it's false information, some of it's true information, some of it's propaganda. We have all kinds of like media channels coming at us constantly, telling us what to do, where to go, how, blah, blah. I just think for me, getting to the basics, like the simple base. What are the basics of like improving my life? What's the basics of starting a new business venture? What is the basics? And so this channel, I really just want to get down to the basics with everybody and just share what I've learned and really take and glean from people that I know are successful in whatever industry that they're in and share that information, because I feel like that information can make a big impact in all of our lives and just really help us to be the best people that we could be in this day and age. All right, so thank you for listening. I just had to get that out, and I hope you guys subscribe if you like the information that you're hearing. Subscribe, like, follow. Follow me on Instagram at Brittinspires, Brittinspires at Brittinspires. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful Saturday. Okay.